What are the ways we are being called to change? And what are these times asking of us? What is happening on a cellular level? And what is happening on a collective level at this time? We are rewiring our responses in our neurological system, our emotions, and our thoughts, and our consciousness. Here's where the rewiring is happening on the collective and individual level in three ways. The first place we are being rewired is through our physical body and how it is impacted through our lifetime from our childhood experiences and from the families of origin before and the generations before and the ancestors. Research shows exposure to different traumas can manifest throughout the rest of our lifetime when they occur even in our childhood, and other research shows changes in our responses can be passed to the next generation because of those traumas in a different even generation. Often these responses are silent, never spoken, but internalized and become operational on an unconscious level. These messages are from our family of origin, their families, the generations, and ancestors. Because humans are resilient and creative, we also have the tools and opportunity to clear, release, and no longer carry these messages and heal and not pass them on. This is one of the areas that we are being called to rewire. This process is rewiring our responses in our neurological system, our emotions, thoughts, and our consciousness. And as each person heals, the collective is impacted because each person is a cell in the physiology of the whole of all human beings. When you take steps to heal yourself, you are also injecting the herd of consciousness with development and evolution. The second way we are changing at this time is through our heart. That is, opening our heart connection through developing compassion for ourselves and our journey, as well as compassion for other humans, and that extends to all creatures, including insects and mammals and fish and birds and the earth itself. And understanding earth is woven together through these life forms, releasing feeling separate, alone, and in isolation. This extreme feeling has come to the front through the pandemic, the feeling of isolation. And now we are being shown there is another way. Developing and holding compassion releases the space of negative thoughts, which expands into spaciousness, and the grandness of what humans are capable of become accessible. When we hold compassion, it does not mean we release discernment. Developing compassion rewires our responses in our neurological system, our emotions, thoughts, and our consciousness into our spirit, our etheric being. As each person, individual, heals, the collective group is impacted because each person is a cell in the physiology of human beings as a whole. The third part of our rewiring is through recognizing and activating our intuition and our trust in our intuition through practices that enhance and expand us, because we are inherently multidimensional beings. Suppression of our intuition and trust in our intuition, which is part of our creativity, insight, and inspiration, are contributors to lack of healing. As multidimensional beings, we are not designed to thrive in one level of consciousness. As we tap into and develop our intuition and higher levels of consciousness, We gain access to existing wisdom that lives within. Our intuition never went away, but it became dormant because the collective culture ceased to value it. Yet the many kinds of intuition are doorways to problem solving, creativity, insight, and inspiration, which are the components of evolution and progress. Our intuition is accessed through nighttime dreams, meditation, shifting out of ordinary consciousness, and specific kinds of music and sound patterns. Drawing upon our intuition rewires our responses in our neurological system, our emotions and thoughts, and our consciousness into our spirit and our etheric being. As each person takes steps into healing the past, opening to compassion, and developing intuition, the collective group is impacted because each person is a cell in the physiology of human beings as a whole. In these three ways, we are moving beyond the old paradigm. When we learn about truths and inequities and oppression, this reveals another layer that has come to the surface so we can change, revealing world and individual government suppression of information is also part of the global paradigm shift that affects our consciousness, our emotions, our compassion, our level of healing, and our intuition. And this content is part of the changes of who we are and who we are becoming. This is an unprecedented time, and there is an acceleration of how change is taking place, as well as the rate of change. We are being asked to take multiple leaps with the support of those who have gone before, the way showers, to our exponential growth. Each of the three areas, healing our past, opening our hearts and cultivating compassion, and intuition and trust in our intuition, are part of our evolution to develop and expand, and one area alone will not fulfill what and how we are developing. Each of the three areas are woven into the other, and all three areas are required for our evolution as individuals and collectively. Please subscribe and click the bell and like this video. Thanks for listening from Transformational Wisdom and Dr. Susan Sophia James.